Okay, I actually have to start talking because then there will be talking. I can't just, like, stand here in silence. This making daily videos thing is good, and it's getting me into, like, a routine of doing things. However, I'm getting too in my head, and I'm not sure if I like it. Not the videos thing, the getting in my head thing. So I think one of the points of Vlog Every Day in April is to get your video making muscles going, to get you more used to the camera and more used to just kind of talking to all of you on the other side of the camera better. I don't know if that sentence was grammatically correct, but whatever. While in the last 2 days I feel like I am starting to get even more comfortable in front of the camera, I feel like I'm still in that mind frame of like everything needs to be as good as I can make it, and I've been worried about the lighting, and I've been worried about my makeup, and I've been worried about, you know, getting things right. When, yes, I should be worried about those things, but I feel like I've been taking too much time worrying about those things, and that's not the point of Vita. So today, I'm gonna answer a question that was posed to me, but I'm gonna try and do it in 1 or 2 or 3 takes, like not that much. I'm gonna try not to edit it too much, and I'm just gonna try and get a little bit better at being snappy and efficient and just doing the thing. So the comment question thing of the day is from my friend Mandy, and she writes, "Okay, nanny lady, we need help. Recently our 2 oldest toddlers have gone over into the same room to make room for the nursery for their new baby, and now bedtime is a nightmare. We have a routine, teeth, bedtime story, prayers, bed, and then they get up and play with everything or sneak out of their rooms or jump up and down on their beds. They feed off each other, they egg each other on, trying to get the other one up, and I hate bedtime. Any advice would be great." So first things first, Mandy, I'm so sorry that you're having a hellish bedtime. It can be really frustrating when your kids don't want to sleep or don't want to sleep in their rooms and all of that stuff. I say, number 1, good for you that you've got a routine, that you're doing, you know, teeth brushing and bedtime and baths and prayers and all of that stuff. That's great. Keep up the routine. As for the egging each other on and the getting out of bed, I think you and your spouse need to definitely like come to an agreement on how you're going to handle that, because number 1 of all things, kids know when they can play their parents off each other. So some things that you could do when they get out of their rooms: pick them up, take them back to their bed, say things like, "This is bedtime now, this is not playtime, it's time to go to sleep, this is time that you're in your bed and mommy and daddy are in our bed, you know, it's time to sleep," etc., etc. Now, as far as it seems, they're gonna fight you, they're gonna try and get up, they're gonna try and do that, but the biggest thing that you can have right now is patience and consistency. So just keep picking them up lovingly and as patiently as you can, taking them back to their bed, repeating to them again, "This is bedtime, this is time to sleep." I would say definitely make sure that they have, you know, like a little sippy cup of water just in case, and they've gone to the bathroom beforehand, so they have literally no excuses to be out of bed when it's bedtime. Now, it might take a couple of weeks, conservatively a couple of weeks, maybe more, to actually get them to stay in their room. So sadly, be in for kind of the long haul of getting up and picking them up and taking them back to their rooms and telling them it's bedtime and all of that stuff. And another thing I actually wanted to mention is I read an article a couple of months ago about a thing called the Bedtime Pass. Basically what the Bedtime Pass is a little piece of paper that you make up that has, you know, this is your bedtime pass. And each child gets 1 or 2 or 3 each, whatever you feel like is reasonable for them. Literally like a hall pass for your kids at bedtime. The rules are, you can use your bedtime pass for one of the following things. You can either use it to get up and come to mommy and daddy's room and say, you know, "I need a hug, a snuggle," or whatever. Or you can use it to get up and go get a glass of water or go to the bathroom or whatever. But since your little ones are still pretty little, I don't know how consistent they are with bathroom bedtime things, so that might be something that you want to wait on for a little while until they get older. But you could still use the bedtime pass as like, this is your pass to get up and come and say, you know, "Hello, I need a snuggle," or whatever, and then it's time to go back in their room. Now, I don't know how effective this is. I'll link the article to it that I read down below in the description. Go read it if you're interested in it. It seems like in the study it was very effective, although I think in the study it was used with a little bit older children than you have, so it may or may not work for your munchkins. Also, another thing I would say is get a baby gate for their room that they cannot open, which seems harsh, but might be useful. I don't know if yours are climbers. If they're climbers, then maybe that's not useful. But if they have a baby gate in front of their door, like you go in, put them into bed, close the door, put the baby gate in front of their door, when they get up, they can kind of walk around and play in their rooms for a couple of minutes, but they can't get out of their room, and that might help give a little bit more boundary. To be totally honest, for the first couple of nights, it might be they're playing in their room by themselves for like an hour or so, and that can be very frustrating for you, and I totally get it. But if you are consistent every night, and when they get up and they play, nobody comes to get them, and they're not getting your attention, and they're not, you know, being crazy people, you know, they're not like hitting and punching each other, then eventually they'll get bored. And it might be that they get up and play for a couple of minutes and then they fall asleep on the floor after like 15 minutes, and that's okay. You can go in and check on them and put them back in their bed. As they get older, it'll get better if that helps, as long as you are consistent with what you do. Just remember that this season will pass, and they will grow up, and they will get better at it, and you will get more sleep eventually. So I hope that answered your question. If you'd like more clarification or more specific things, leave me a comment and let me know. And I hope that you are sleeping and your kids are sleeping through the night soon. So that's my rambly thoughts on that. Thanks so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions about nannying or parenting or my life, leave them in a comment below, or you can tweet me at @OneChelseaMorning or send me a message on Instagram at PracticalPoppins. And yeah, I hope you're all having a great day, and thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye! And then move on. And one of the things that my little and I have really talked about verbally is, okay, let's move on.